Hello everyone, my name is Sarah. Welcome to S.L. Wyman's Rock and Writing. My name is Sarah Wyman Grover. I'm a writer writing under the name S.L. Wyman. If you are new to the channel, welcome. And if you're coming back and returning, welcome back. It's been a spell. And I got a lot to tell you, but probably not in this video because I'm already kind of running on a bit of a time crunch just trying to get this one out, but I promise there will be a video forthcoming on where I've been, what I'm doing, and where I'm going with this. For those of you who have been following my very erratic updates on my channel, this video is going to be a little bit of a surprise because it's the first one I've done that's tarot related. Well, those of you who've known me for a long time know that I've been into tarot for the last 25 years. So shouldn't really be as much of a surprise that sooner or later some of that content's going to slip in. I may even eventually have another channel dedicated specifically to that. But for right now, I'm just participating in a hashtag that has been put to the tarot community. My YouTube friends, Richard at Longman Tarot and Gerald the Hermit Mage, aka Tarot Stash, came up with a wonderful hashtag and a group based around it, as well as a good spread to try. And what we're basically doing is we all did some spreads at the exact same spread at the new moon. And what we're doing is kind of tracking that spread over a month and revisiting it, because a lot of times you do a spread, you write it down, and you forget about it. So we're trying to really revisit and really go in depth with some of these readings, plus try the same spread over the course of a month with different decks to see how that morphs and changes the reading. And this reading is one that was created by Gerald. Again, his channel is the Hermit Mage. Please check him out. Please also check out Richard at the Longman Tarot if you are interested in those kind of things. I don't think you will regret checking out their content. I enjoy them very much. But this hashtag is Tried Spreads Revisited. And this spread is called Tell Me About. And the one that we're doing this month is Tell Me About Joy. And I was not prepared with, honestly, for how deep this kind of got and how quickly. So much so that between just everything going on right now and the way my life has been the last couple of days, I needed a couple of days to process before I could put this out, just because my thoughts were all over the place. Luckily, I did record some things, and I did mess up a little bit, but I'll explain to you kind of what happened as we go, and I'll show you what I got. I don't really have a setup where I can do top-down to show you the whole spread, so I do apologize. We're just going to have to kind of go with it as is, but without further ado, let's kind of get into it. I thought I would first share that I did indeed kind of bling up and get a special notebook just for these spreads so that I won't have to hunt through anything in order to find them. So I do have my initial thoughts all recorded, and I will kind of be going over those as well as I go through this. So, what I'm going to do then is walk you through the layout and walk you through what I got. The first thing that you do, once you get the deck all shuffled and you feel like you've, got enough energy in there and you've got it fixed up, is you're going to concentrate while you do that on joy and the concept of joy, and, just encourage the deck to, okay, I'm asking about joy in my life. And then once you feel like you've shuffled and concentrated on that enough, you separate it into 3 piles. That first pile, you're going to draw 3 cards from. And that first pile, pile A, is, tell me about my joy. The second pile, pile B, which you also draw 3 cards from, is tell me about others' joy. And then the third pile, pile C, which you also draw 3 from, is how do I deepen my joy, or how do I experience, deeper joy. So what you do is you take the top card, the bottom card, and then a random card from somewhere else in the deck from each of these piles. But, like I said, the first one from pile A, it's all about my joy. You take the top, the bottom, and one from the middle. Now, the top cards are all about how, when you're more present, how I experience. The second ones are more about blockages and, further exploring. Then the middle ones are all about where those two concepts meet. So, without further ado, let's kind of go through this. So, for column A, tell me about my joy. The top card, which is tell me about my joy. It's literally, how do I experience joy? Now, I did this with the Lily White deck. First card I got, now kind of get it close and hopefully the camera will focus on it very well, is the Hermit. Now, shook right off the bat, y'all, because where do I get my joy? I get my joy from peace, quiet, stillness. That, quiet voice within, from reading, from writing, from contemplating my cards. I get my joy from within, from quiet. So much so that it's very, very hard for me to even sometimes get out of that space because I'm very introverted around people I don't know, and I'm just kind of a homebody and an introvert by nature. It's one of those, I like being out, and I'm more introverted than I think I am, but you kind of have to drag me out to get me there. So that hit me really hard. Where do I find my joy? Hermit. It's like, yeah, I can see that. Now, the second card in that column, if you will, is what is blocking or hindering my joy. Now, it was supposed to be set at the bottom of the column. Of course, you pull a card from the middle, it's supposed to go in the middle. I didn't think about that, so I didn't set it at the bottom. But so the next one I pulled was the Page of Cups. So what's blocking me? Well, a lot of emotion. I get caught up in my feels a lot. Sometimes, a lot of nostalgia, a lot of daydreaming. Sometimes, if I'm being honest, probably a little bit of immature emotion that hasn't really gone through my rational brain yet. It blocks my joy because I'm getting all up in my feels and not really focusing on what I've got going on. So that made a lot of sense to me. This whole spread really made a lot of sense to me. And then I drew my favorite card in this particular deck for the next one. And that was, where do those meet? And that is the Moon. And of course, where do these two meet? They meet in the mind, imagination, in dreams, in those quiet moments in the middle of the night between when you're awake and trying to fall asleep and your brain is just kind of going. Which makes sense because I can be a very ethereal and out there in the ether and, very dreamy kind of person a lot of times. Sometimes it's hard for me to ground. So that to me made so much dang sense of, yep, that's where they meet. It's my brain going off and doing its own thing because, hi, neurodivergent. It's fun. ADHD is a fun thing. Sometimes. All right. So that was the first column, and yeah, I was already pretty darn impressed with this spread just by that. And the next column again is tell me about others' joy. And that, how do others share their joy with me? And for that card, I got the Magician, which again really made me smile and kind of showed me because it makes sense. Others share their creative energies with me, their inspiration, if they're same, religious persuasion myself, their magic, their religious thoughts, their deep thoughts and philosophies, which get my little brain thinking and causes me to kind of expand, change my thinking, and really kickstarts my own creativity. So that made sense. I get a lot of feel from others, and others share their joy with me that way by kind of encouraging that spark by just being themselves and sharing their inner magic, their inner thoughts, and their deep feelings with me. And that I really appreciate that. Next card, and this one is where I'm going to put the disclaimer. I do not have a filter this morning, so you're probably going to hear some naughty words here in a minute. So how do I share my joy with others? 10 of Swords. Or is it the 9? I apologize. It's the 9 of Swords. It's technically the Nightmare card. Now, my brain immediately went interesting places with this, because I'm like, oh, shoot, maybe I'm not being as great about that as I would like. So, here's what my brain eventually settled on. Number 1, I am Mama Bear, big sister of my friend group. I do have a tendency to, when people are in pain, I'm very much here, I cook you food, I make you hot drink, I give you safe space to talk, make you feel better. I have a tendency to want to take those emotional wounds from my friends and get in the middle. Which obviously you can't take away someone's pain, but the sentiment is there. I very much don't like to see my friends and family in pain. It's just how it is. But card's also warning me, you need to reach out for more than just when you're in pain. You need to start reaching out during your joy, during your happy moments too. You need to do that more. Your friends need to start not only seeing the worst and hardest side of you, but the best side of you as well. And here's where the other funny revelation came in. Will you please just let them love you, you prickly little bastard? That was the other thing this card was saying. Just let your people love you, for crying out loud. When they want to get you out of your shell, don't fight them on it. Stop that. Actually go do something with them. Get out of the freaking house. Quit being such a moody little bastard about getting out of the house. So that was kind of the one that made me chuckle. It's just quit being a porcupine and let people actually love you. Then it would be a lot easier for you to share that joy with others if you would just get out of the dang house. And when people are trying to pull you out to do something, do it. Quit making excuses not to. Obviously we all have bad days, and there are days when it's okay to not be okay and to stay in, but I'm terrible about knowing when it's one of those times and when it's one of those times when I absolutely should not do that. So this card is kind of warning me, make sure you learn the difference. Quit being such a prickly bastard when your friends want to actually get into that little bubble. So, something I'm working on. And, gotta say, sometimes the cards like to point that out, and very bluntly. Now, the card I got for where do those two meet is the King of Pentacles. And where do they meet? They meet in King of Pentacles. Again, I'm sorry. The green threw me. It's actually the King of Swords. So, that's it. Where do these two meet? The mind. And that to me says where are they inspiring me? By getting my mind working. I'm not doing enough with it. I'm letting my mind kind of rot by not doing more writing, getting out with people more, getting out in nature more, being with my friends more, doing something besides work, mindless television, and sleep. I need to do that more. So it's basically saying your mind. That's where all of that meets. You need to overcome whatever mental crap is preventing you from getting out there, sharing your joy with others, getting that mental stimulation and helping them do the same in return, because you're out there, you want to help your other people as well. You want to help your people. So I need to be better about that. Now, moving on to column C, and this is tell me about deepening my joy. And the first card in that column is how do I expand my joy? And I got the 10 of Cups. And immediately my mind latched onto that as find things that refill your cup. Find things that are not just transiently, because getting a new thing is fun. A new book, a new whatever, or hey, a new TV. All that's great. Short term solutions. It's a Band-Aid. what's going to give you more of that joy and deepen it. Something that's more emotionally fulfilling. Doing things for others, getting out with others, making emotional connections, doing things that make your soul feel good and for more than just 10 seconds. And I know that I can be very bad about that at times. So again, calling me out and just right bang on. And then the next one is, what am I not seeing about joy? And that is the Nine of Wands. First of all, I love foxes. They're not my absolute favorite animal, but I love them. And for whatever reason, I associate them with my cat because she has a fluffy tail like a fox. So anytime I see a fox, it makes me smile. But this one is more along the lines of, okay, being happy sometimes isn't effortless. Sometimes you have to work on it. And that card is telling me that, what am I missing about it? Well, it's like Dorothy said in The Wizard of Oz. If I have to go further than my own back door to find it, never really lost it to begin with. It's kind of that whole, grass is not necessarily greener on the other side. Sometimes you have to work. And you have to let go of expectations. And sometimes you gotta find the joy in simple things. In where you're at. The people in your life. What you've got and where you're at right now. Where's the good? Because there's always the chance you could be worse off. There are always people who have it harder than you do. There are always situations that could be worse. There are always ways that life could kick you down and make things worse. So, and if you're constantly looking to something else for joy, you're never going to find it. So, it's kind of reminding me of, take stock of what you have and be appreciative of that. There's a lot more joy just right around you than what you think there is. So it's complicated and a lot of work, but it's really simple at the same time. Just look around you. And the last one is, where do these meet? Where can I find this emotional fulfillment? Where can I find all of this? King of Pentacles. In my hearth, my home, my husband. In building a stable, secure, happy, simple life. Just making sure the bills are paid. In just those little moments with the husband and the cat on the couch watching television. In, cultivating an environment where my friends and family feel like they can come over and, be safe. And where we can all create just good memories and have good moments that you can look to when that joy seems hard to find. So, yeah, simple, but not. And I really, really enjoyed this spread. So, thank you, Gerald, for coming up with this spread and for everything. And Richard for, making a group and kind of kickstarting this whole idea. This was really great. I'm going to try it again next week with the Lily Black, the mirror deck to this one, and see what happens. I'm honestly expecting that deck to kind of kick me really hard because it likes to do that. But, hey, life's about shadow work too, so we'll see what happens. But I'm enjoying this a lot. I've enjoyed watching and reading and following along with others' journey with this hashtag and spread as well. There's a Facebook group for it. So by all means, come check it out. Come say hello. Come poke your nose in. Feel free to join in. Feel free to check out everybody's channel. And come say hello. We would love to discuss this further. And again, my name's Sarah. This is SL Women's Rockin' Writing. If you're enjoying this, I know I don't have a lot of content right now, but if you're liking it, give me a shout out. Let me know. Give me a like, thumbs up, subscribe if you like. Leave me a comment. I'm really looking forward to this all, and it was great chatting with you and sharing a little bit different side of myself. I will be getting you some more updates soon. So thank you, and have a good day, everybody.